What's going on, guys? Witness Respect today with a brand new video. I hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday. I know I am. And I just wanted to continue my series of best cards under $10 in a given set. We are now on the X and Y era. This was pre-Sword and Shield. Pretty sure I didn't miss one. If I did, let me know in the comments below. But let's just get right into it. So a lot of these are going to look very different. Um, than your current era's full art cards. As somebody that wasn't really collecting during this time, these aren't like the coolest cards ever to me, but I think they have a special place in my heart just due to a lot of them being 151 cards. Starting off with X and Y, the base set, these mega cards looked very cool. Um, I think it's really cool. They have this Japanese text here. If you actually get a Japanese version of this card, this text is in English, so it looks kind of funny. And just for the X and Y era, the Venusaur and the Blastoise are probably the coolest ones. Moving on to Flashfire, we have a little bit of a full art going on. There's a lot of weird colors in this era of full art cards that have some very interesting like line, you know what I mean. Like there's some purple, there's some of these yellow lines on the Toxicroak. Looks a little strange, but Flashfire has a couple of cool cards. I think it's just interesting because cards like this EX card now, would just be like a quarter hit for some people. Like this isn't even like a huge deal anymore. But this is a $10 card from back in the day. And there's definitely some better cards from these sets. The one thing to note is, well, a lot of sets now have, the alt arts, they have the EXs, they have the full arts, they have trainer full arts, they have all this stuff. Sets back in the day really didn't have that much, so a lot of stuff is not going to be $10 or under. And we really have to look towards, these other more basic looking cards. For Furious Fists, we have this Seismitoad card. I think this is a little funny looking to go along with the Toxicroak card, as well as this Dragonite EX card. This is a very cool card regardless of what you think of EX cards. They do look pretty cool from this era. The Mega cards definitely look better, but this EX card looks pretty cool, just the way that they're flying out. Moving on to Phantom Forces, we have a Mega Manectric EX card. Very cool, along with Dialga. Dialga, obviously one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, so can't not include him in here. And if you're somebody that's playing Pokemon Pocket, these XY cards remind me a lot of Pokemon Pocket. So these are very cool to look at. Primal Clash, this is probably one of my more favorite ones just because the yellow on camera up actually kind of goes with camera up as a Pokemon. So this card looks a little bit better. He's kind of just like looking back, a little suspect like, but that's okay. And then I thought this Whale Lord card was a pretty cool card. Obviously we get better Whale Lord cards now, and wish me luck for when I open my booster box that I get the Whale Lord card because I really want that one. Um, but this is for Primal Clash, and I think this is a pretty funny looking card, and definitely one that I wouldn't mind having. So this set is called Double Crisis, and for those of you that weren't around, as I wasn't, essentially there's really only two hits in this entire box. It seems like they only sold these in 4-pack blisters, which now go for $400. And so everything else in here is just a reverse holo or a regular card, other than these two. So this is the Team Aqua's Kyogre, and this is the Team Magma's Groudon. And it makes sense that these are the two hits because these are maybe some of the sickest cards I've ever seen in my life. You have the whole Team Magma going against the whole Team Aqua. Obviously, these are not $10 cards. These are about $120 cards. But nonetheless, these are super sick, so I thought I would include them because they are part of the X and Y era. Moving on to Roaring Skies, the original Skies collection. We have Rayquaza, probably the coolest Sky character of all time. And then we have a Dragonite. This is, I think, one of the original full arts where like it's not just taking up the screen, but there's also a background sort of thing going on. So this was a very cool card to include, and Dragonite's pretty sick, right? Moving on to Ancient Origins, not to be confused with Lost Origins or Ancient. Yeah. We got Giratina EX. This is a very cool Giratina card. Again, kind of looks like a Pokemon Pocket card. And then back to the Mega Tyranitar, the Mega sort of version with this cool Japanese text going all around it. It's a pretty sick card. Moving on to Breakthrough, not to be confused with Breakpoint, there's two. I like these two Mewtwo cards because they sort of work opposite each other. You know, you can see one Mewtwo is going left, one Mewtwo is going right, and they sort of just bounce off each other. I thought that was pretty cool. I think it'd be cool to have both of those. And then moving on to Breakpoint, it's where we have these original break cards. So they have two sort of cards. Oh, I guess this is not showing us. This is some kid's photo. That's sick. But essentially, you need two cards to, create the whole thing. And I thought the Greninja and the Luxray ones were the coolest under $10 that they had from that time period. I'm a really big fan of those. So this one's only selling for $3 to $4. I mean, that's awesome price. Moving on to generations, this Blastoise stuck out to me a little bit. Obviously, big Blastoise fan, big Venusaur fan, big Charizard fan. That's pretty obvious. But then there was a non-EX card. Just look at this little Snorlax. That's an awesome card. I definitely am going to be looking for this card anytime I sort through bulk. That is a sick Snorlax card, as you guys know. Big Snorlax fan. I got a couple on my desk even. I mean, we got Hop Snorlax right there. Uh, yeah, Snorlax is awesome. There might even be another one coming up. Moving on to Fates Collide, we have a Lugia break card. These gold cards are pretty sick. Definitely nothing wrong with those. And then also an Altaria EX that I think looks pretty cool. The yellow is actually kind of working for me in the Altaria. And then the last one from Fates Collide, it's another Snorlax. Look at, he's moving over. They're like pushing him. They're like rolling him down the street. That I need this card too. If you have this card, please send it to me. Thank you. Last but not least, in Fates Collide, we have a Genesect EX card. It's kind of a goofy looking card a little bit with the yellow, but Genesect is one of my favorite newer Pokemon just because I have him in Pokemon Go, and he looks so cool. He also looks so cool, shiny. Um, let's see if I can. Genesect shiny. Yeah, so this, I mean, this is what he looks like in Pokemon Go. I think he's actually not in the game shiny. But yeah, he looks super cool in Pokemon Go. Very cool. Red, very cool. Moving on to Steam Siege, it's the second to last one here. We got a Steelix EX card that the yellow doesn't look awesome for me, but I think it's pretty cool. And then this Gardevoir that is a very sick card. And last but not least, we have Pokemon Evolutions, the set that a lot of people got back into collecting with. We have this cool little Charizard card for around $10, and then probably one of my favorites is this remake of this Mew card. I don't even remember this Mew card from back in the day, but this is a sick card. This is probably one of the best cards for under $10 in all of the X and Y era, and it's coming in just around $7. So if you can get your hands on this, absolutely. This is one of those ones that peaks up and down a bit, and PSA 10, it's going for a nice $250. But that being said, I have nothing else further for you guys. If you guys do have any comments, please leave them below. Leave me a like, subscribe. We're almost at 100. I feel like I've been saying that for a bit. I thought I would be there by now, so that's really awkward. Give me 9 more subs, guys, and stay tuned Friday for an awesome video. Peace out.